one of the hardest things to do in life is to deal with people and to talk to people and to meet strangers and to break the ice and to overcome that fear of rejection and that fear of timidity and that fear of embarrassment, is to just talk to people. And it sounds so silly because we're just people and we try to meet people and connect and have friends and create relationship and put ourselves out there, and yet we're struggling to do the most basic thing. We don't know how to express ourselves, how to break the ice, how to put ourselves out there. There's so many fears and insecurities in our mind that holds us back to just create, to express, to fulfill, to influence, to put ourselves authentically out there. And in this video, I want to share with you the one skill, the one game changer that will radically transform the way you talk to people, the way you interact with people, but also with yourself, is that one invisible frequency that governs every single human interaction and dynamic. And I'm saying that really seriously. It's that one thing that controls every decision, every desire, that operates and runs behind so much of what we do in our relationship, but also in our personal life. And when you understand that one thing, and when you apply it, and when you master it, I guarantee you that not only your relationship will change, and the way you communicate and meet people and all of that will change, but the way you approach life will never be the same again. That's how powerful of a game changer it is. And all of it comes from one book, one of my favorite books, one of the books that has completely impacted my life and many others' life the most. And it's still one of the most sold books today. And the book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. The book came like 100 years ago by Dale Carnegie. It's a small book, but it goes straight to the point. And what is the point? How to win friends and influence people, create relationship, master the game of human interaction. And in the book, it's very straightforward. It gives you a lot of tools and strategy that you can apply to connect with people, to break the ice, to influence, to be liked, and to all these type of things that we do in normal human interaction. But what people miss out is the one core thing. There's a team, there's a one thing in that book that every single strategy and tool revolve around. And when you understand the importance of that one thing, everything changes. The way you see human beings and yourself will radically change. And that one thing is that every single one of us have a deep need to feel important, to feel significant, to feel special. That's the most important thing you have to understand. You have to write this down. You have to really reflect on this. We all have a craving to feel important. And everything we do, the decisions, what we wear, how we talk, who we hang out with, what we post on social media, the jobs that we do, every single desire that we want is somehow affected by that need. Because where you go to get a haircut and where you go for coffee and how you wear and who you follow on the internet and who you know and all those type of things make you feel a certain way. And we are deeply emotional beings. And the one thing that drives us the most is that need for significance, to feel special, to feel liked. Look at social media. Social media is a perfect exemplification. This is why everybody is so self-absorbed. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, right? And you can see the extent that people are willing to go for that attention. Look at why people buy designer bags and expensive clothes and so on that they cannot afford just to look a certain way. It's not for the look, it's for how it makes them feel. The same way why you go to a 5-star hotel and when they remember your name straight away, you feel significant, right? And that's the difference between a beautiful service in a beautiful restaurant and somebody who cares and the staff is attentive and takes you and gives you a really good time versus another restaurant where people just don't care that you're there at all. It makes you feel very differently. And that's why you like to go back to certain places and do certain things. The same way the people you like the most make you feel a certain way. And the people you hate the most make you feel the other way. Understanding this will unlock the door to every single human interaction you have. Why? Because when you understand that what people want the most is to feel important, then all you have to do is to make them feel important, is to find a way, an ethical way to make them feel important. Because what do people do when they go and meet people and they talk to people and they interact? It's all about me. What am I going to get? How am I going to come across, right? How am I going to get that feeling, right? We think, we overthink. It's all about us. We are all like very narcissistic in a way. The ego is after that feeling, is after appearances, is after how I show up, right? So we have inhibition, we're self-conscious, we have that self-doubt, we overthink, what are people gonna say, how they look at me, and all of that. It's all about me, 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 that we miss the most obvious to make it about them. And I said that very simply because this is one of the most important things. Can you just be present? Can you listen? Can you remember the name? Can you be interested in them? Can you be interested in their story? Can you be interested in who they are and where they come from and what they want? Can you just give them that? If you can just do that, you can actually do more than 90% of people already who are just so self-absorbed, who are never there, never present. Simple things like that can radically change the way you meet people, because the moment you make it not about me, but about them, a lot of the pressure goes away. It's not me who needs to talk. It's not me who needs to shine. It's not me who needs to prove anything. It's not me who needs to, let me just give them that. Let me just be present. Let me just make them talk about what they want. Let me just be there. Does that make sense? It's so simple. But when you understand that we crave to feel significant, but that we are so afraid to feel insignificant, to lose face, to be a loser, to be a nobody, to be a piece of shit. This is the biggest fear of the ego, the shame, the embarrassment, right? And you can see how people go mad and go in red rage and like all the road rage and all those rage when they lose face, right? People lose their shit. Why? Because they lose face. And this has everything to do with significance. And so many studies, so many research have shown that people, when they go to work and they feel appreciated, they work so much better. They're so much more productive. When people feel unappreciated, not needed, not important, they hate the freaking place. And everything, their productivity decline, everything decline until the moment they leave. Look at your life right now. When you feel unappreciated in some of your relationship, whether it's your friends or at work and so on, how do you feel? And how do you feel when you feel significant, when you feel seen, when you feel heard, or when you feel well treated? You feel good, right? And you want to show up and you want to be there and you like being there, you like being part of the team, and the whole dynamic changes completely. So what is the point of this video? The point of this video is to make you realize that everything has to do with that feeling of significance and avoiding the opposite. That's pretty much all human dynamics. On social media, in our personal life, at business, everything has to do with that. And ask yourself, how in your life right now are you gaining that sense of importance? And that can be with people, that can be with things you do, things you buy, where you hang out, how you portray yourself on social media, and all these type of things. How many people are lying, creating stories, overinflating things just to pretend, right, that I'm okay and I'm doing all these cool things just so they have that importance, they get that feeling. How many people are just saying, oh, I know that person, and they just rub off from that idol or those stars or those influencers, right? I know them, and that power of association, I look cool, I'm also important. So this is to say what? Is that we all crave that feeling. Now the question is, how do you use that? How do you apply this in your life now? And the good news is that it's so much easier than you think, right? A lot of it comes down to attention, presence, listening, being interested, asking questions. If you just do that, can you imagine how it makes other people feel? Because notice when people do that to you, when they listen to you, when they ask questions, when they're interested, when they give you compliment. Notice how you felt the last time you received a genuine compliment, right? And notice when and how you feel when you receive criticism, when you feel like no matter what I do, no matter what I say, it's not good enough, right? We go back and we feel isolated and we feel attacked. So imagine how much you can make another person's day by just giving a compliment. I remember, I can tell you a story that really stayed with me a couple of years ago. I was with a mentor. We were in an Italian restaurant, right? And like he was just looking through the menu, and the menu was very beautiful, made with a lot of taste, made with a lot of intention, right? To share the cuisine and the text and the whole essence of the place, right? But for me, I was just starving. I was just going to the menu, trying to feel like what I'm gonna eat. But my mentor, he saw something that I didn't saw. And when the owner came and asked if everything is okay and so on, he said yes. And by the way, this menu is incredible. I've never seen a menu with so much detail, with so much attention and so on. It's really, really amazing. Well done. Man, when I tell you the owner was like emotional, and like he wasn't crying, but you could see he was touched. You could see that he put a lot of effort in that freaking menu, and that probably nobody ever made a remark or a compliment on that. So it meant something for him so much. In that moment, I learned something so important. You never know how a single compliment can make a person's day, can change their life trajectory, because it's not always about what I'm gonna get and so on. You have to approach that from a place of very like ethical things, because what you give always comes back. If you're after trying to manipulate people, you'll attract people who are gonna manipulate you. The struggle is then, why do we feel like it's so hard to give compliments, right? A lot of people, a lot of clients that I work with, they get very anxious, when they have to compliment people who are successful and they have more than them, and they're sharing some wins and so on. They're struggling. Why? Because they feel like if I compliment them or if I tell them they're great and so on, it feels like I'm taking something out from me. Like I feel like I'm lesser than them if I make them feel good, right? That ego is so afraid that if I share or if I give them or if I make them shine, like I dim my light and then I am nobody. And those are the insecurities. That's the shadow. That's the thing that you have to let that go, because how you give those compliments, how you interact, and just coming from a place where I know my worth, I know who I am, and I can compliment and I can make other people feel significant, because it doesn't affect me whatsoever. But I also understand that what I give comes back. But if you come from a place of neediness and trying to manipulate and so on, people will feel it off. People will feel there's something snatchy, it's not genuine, there's something off. And what will come back to you will be a very different energy. But what's going to happen is that when you make other people feel significant, they have a natural tendency to want to make you feel good as well. It's reciprocity, right? And it creates those beautiful, loving dynamics that you see with people, with strangers, and so on. And sometimes it's just an exchange of compliments and things, and people feel good, and that's it. It doesn't need to be anything else, right? But you have to approach this with a lot of ethic, because everything in your life, not just the relationship that you have and the human interaction that you have, resolve about that significance. A lot of people struggle because they feel insignificant, because no matter what they do, they feel like I'm not special enough. And so they're always chasing the next goal, the next thing, the next big thing that's gonna make me finally feel good about myself. And that's why they go in every human relationship and dating and all of that, and they never fulfill. It's never enough. There's always somebody better out there. Why? Because they are never enough and everything is about them. But when you can finally understand that I too need to make myself feel significant, important first, and then I can give that to others, I guarantee you that if you do that in business, if you do that with your employees, if you do that with your boss, if you do that with your kids, if you do that with your relationship, if you do that with your parents, the dynamic will completely change. And it doesn't mean that people will give you things or whatever, but you will always come back another way. When you give others and when you treat others the way you want to be treated, it always comes back to you. Let me tell you a story. I had a client who he has a business and so on, and he has an employee and said, man, she's great, but she's always freaking late. The report that she has to send me weekly is always freaking late, and I don't get it. She's doing a good job, but I don't know how to tell her, like, to be on time. I told her so many times, I don't know what to do because it's a bit of a weird situation. And I told him, look, what if you choose a different approach? What if you bring her to your office, and instead of giving her the feedback again, expressing that she's late and so on, what if you start telling her what you like about her and the job that she's doing and how great she is with the details and the report and the accuracy and making sure everything is okay, and how even better it will be if you can just make sure you bring it on time. Why? Because that makes her feel appreciated for the details, the attention, the effort that you put into the report. So when you praise people on their quality, and it creates that reputation, the reputation that I have to live by. And that completely changed the way that woman was giving the report. That praise gave her the confidence, gave her the self-esteem, make her feel noticed, and she started producing those reports on time. So I'm telling you, this core principle is something that you can apply all across the board. It's something that controls every single human interaction, including the interaction that you have with yourself. So start noticing, how can I start giving that? By being present, by remembering the name, by giving compliments, by doing all the simple things. And if you need more tools and details, like pick up the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, because that book will give you a lot of different ways, a lot of different strategy. But remember, it all comes down to significance. If you can make other people feel important, they will give you what you want. And that is, my friend, if you're in business, one of the most important things that you have to remember. Make your clients feel valued, and they will remain your clients. I hope this video makes sense, guys. If you're struggling on your journey, if you need help, you can always book a one-on-one session with me, and together we can accelerate your success. The link is down in the description. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Be well.